Good afternoon, folks. Reloading Bench back with you on this blisteringly hot Sunday. It is going to be a stay-at-home day because the temperature, I think it's early midday, is I just checked 104, supposed to get up to 109, so that means it'll be easily 110 and above. So I'm going to take this opportunity to sip on my icy cold pumpkin spice latte from this morning's walk as we get back to what I was going to cover previously using True Blue and 5.7 brass that's already primed. So my idea, and you can't see everything, there is the scale that we're going to be using, the dispenser, and off to my right is my press. So I will focus probably right around here so you catch, maybe there. So you catch, I guess that's good enough. So you catch what I'm doing here, what I'm doing here, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to read the numbers because of the glare. But I don't know if you have seen True Blue before, but that's some FAP, fine ass powder, the tiniest of granules. And I'm going to do a ladder load because I had somebody comment on my page, or my channel rather, about they had, I think it was 5.4 grains of True Blue. And obviously primers aren't going to make a difference in my opinion, small pistol primer. With a 40 grain VMAX with a cannelure, and they were getting I think 2200 feet per second, was it? I'd have to double check. It was well around 2000 for sure. And if you recall, what I was getting was, with my previous load of 5.7 in the 5.7, 5.7 grains, I was getting like 700 feet per second out of a FN 5.7 pistol. They were using the rifle, the P90, but there shouldn't be that much difference. So what I'll be doing, and all of these have been resized and are good to go, but what I'm going to do is take a marker. I'm going to label one row 5, 5.4 grains, 5, 6, 7, and 5.8 grains. So we'll have a ladder of 5 different loads. I'm using the Auto Charge Pro, and I was actually doing a couple test runs. So right now I have the target set for 5.4 grains. We'll go ahead and dispense while I'm babbling here. And I noticed I left the speed at 7 because I'd rather be accurate than fast. And when you look at what Western Powder, the data, and I think Western Powder produces Ramshot, yes, manufactured in Belgium for Western Powders. So Western Powder, 5.7 by 28 FN, 40 grain, True Blue, Hornady VMAX. Their recommendation is to start at 5.0 and go as high as 5.6. I've got other manuals from both Hornady and Lee going higher, and since I've already run these through at 5.7 and I know some 5.8 slipped in, what I did do was I revalidated my crimping die. So I will be having the lightest crimp on these bad boys, which, let me pull out one of the Sonic Clean to see the difference in the, yeah, that's a tight fit anyway. And those have not been resized. No, those were resized. These Simple Greens were not resized. And that is still a tight as heck fit. So here's my sample. I will start loading, and I'm not going to have you watch all 25 of these. So I'll probably do a couple of each load. And I'm very impressed with the Auto Charge Pro because I set it to 5.4, and once it charges, obviously this is my fourth charge, so charge equals 4. There are people that have done videos that said, oh, the only way to see how much is actually on the tray is to lift the tray up and put it back down so it re-weighs. Someone else showed me in another one of their videos, you just hit dispense again and you'll see the target weight, and hopefully you can see that. And it is 5.4 grains. So let me throw my bullets there, and we will actually, I will label this, label all of them, 4, and I'll do this for every single one of them. And hopefully there's nothing in any of the dies that will rub this off, but I will double check. So there's an example of what I'm going to do for 4 grains, 5.4 grains. So 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And let me go ahead and do this. While I'm doing that, I will dispense another load. Drop this in. And this is such a fine powder that I don't even have to take a brush and brush anything in. It all just slips nicely in there. I will go ahead and seat the bullet off to my side, and a non-crimp, and there we have our first number 4. If you can read that, hopefully I can't tell. I can see it's in frame, but I can't tell if it's in focus. And I've also re-verified my cartridge overall length, and again, we are good to go from a go no go gauge. So I know my cartridge overall length is good. I know my my case length is good. We are, because nothing is sticking up there, so, and it fits in terms of resize. So I know we are good to go. So and again, 5.4 grains, right on the money. I've got to say, I'm quite impressed with the Hornady. And after that one, I will do this on my own, and then see you back for finish number 2. Dun, dun, dun. And 5.4, so 3 for 3. Again, this is an extremely fine powder, and to be right on the money like that is awesome. So if I was doing this alone as in not videoing, because I am alone, what I would probably do is dispense all the powder all at once on all of them, then do all the heads, then do all the crimping, but not going to do that. So there's the 4th at 5.4. So I'll come back in, maybe skip 1 or 2, because it's going to be the same process, and it's going to be the same number repeatedly, only for 5, 6, 7, and 8 grains. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So back in a little bit, just to show you what's happening on 5.5 on the tail end. Again, the first 5.5 came out perfect, and 5.5 grains. Loving the scale. So I've taken the indexing rod off the classic turret, and I'm just going back and forth between seating and crimp. 5.5 again, and just to show you that we're golden on the go no go. So again, I've got complete confidence in the gauge and my cartridge overall length setting. I'm at 0. .5. So we are 100% so far. Beyond impressed with the Auto Charge Pro, so I will shut the hell up about enough gushing, and so I'll probably skip the others and come back maybe on the 5.8s. So back in a while, and just to see where this came in, 5.5, good stuff. Okay, folks, good news and bad news. Gonna do a little old stool as I pick up my stool. Old school. No tea yet either. We're gonna have to do some old school measuring. And I ended up, I was probably into the third row, so I was at the, 5.4, 5.6, 5.5, 5.6. I was right at 5.6 grains. And what I noticed happening was when I would hit dispense on the auto charge, and then I would have to re-zero, I was noticing that because of the movement of the tray, the pan full of powder, and this is about 150 grains, pan full of powder, when it had 5 point whatever grains, the granules are so small, they were dropping from the dispense tube because of the movement, touching anything on the bench, just like you're seeing that move. And I got to the point where I didn't trust myself. And with this particular round and the pressures it builds, I wanted to be doubly 100% sure. So I decided to go old school with this particular scale and the trickler. And what I'm going to do is make sure my pan is completely empty, as well as the tray, so that there's nothing on there. Zero things out, and then probably just go for a manual dipper, which gives me roughly 5 grains on the lee side. And then do a... Alright, so I said I was going to go 5.4, so there's 5.5. Scoop a little out of there. There's 5.3, another reason why I like old school. There's 5.4 grains, and I will take that off. I will measure that 5.4 grains. So that's what I'll do going forward. I also want to make a correction, and I pulled the bullet out. The Hornady 40 grain VMAX does not have a cannelure. These cannelures are mine from pulling the bullets with the Hornady bullet puller. The cam bullet puller, and I love that bullet puller. And I noticed that when I was pulling these bullets, they were a heck of a lot easier to pull than my original loads from my first run that only gave me, 700 foot-pounds or 700 foot per second rather on my Labradar. So my guess is that I had too tight of a crimp going, and that's that. So I care not about that particular self-made cannelure, because below the cannelure where the bullet seats is still the original size, the dimensions of the bullet. So I could care less how accurate these bullets are right now, because I'm not going for accuracy. I'm going for getting my pressures up to roughly 2000, 1800-ish. So I will hand load and that is 5.4 grains. 5.4 looks like it's on the upper end of 5.4, which to me is 5.4. So again, I'm all about safety, so I will not load anything hot. And again, my preference for safety is exactly why I did the pulls, because I did not want to take any chances of anything being a little too hot and or wrong. Oh, look at that. I'm good with my dipper. Actually, that's on the high end of 5.4, so let's take that out. And I do like this trickler a lot, and that's because I can actually see what's happening with the granules. And I'm just touching 5.4. Excellent. Five, 4. And this is a little more in front of me, whereas the auto charge was recessed back on the bench. So because of the lighting, I wasn't seeing the granules hit the tray, and that was kind of throwing things off enough to worry me that it's worth redoing those rounds so that I've got no worries. And again, better safe than sorry when it comes to reloading, especially this particular round, because I'm kind of concerned about the pressures. All right, so there's 5.4, high end of 5.4, no, 5.3. All right, 5.4. So that is what I will be doing for these loads now. Again, I won't bore you with all the details of going through each one individually, but that's what I'll be doing. So this is more hand loading, less automation than I would normally do, but erroring on the side of safety is a good thing in my book. And we're at 5.4 right there. So can't say enough about Lee dippers. Completely underrated reloading accessory. So no dings on the auto charge. That puppy was rocking, but unfortunately, because of the powder of my movement rather and hitting the tray, or at least bumping or whatever, that dispensing tube was spitting out a little bit. And now we're going to go to 5.5, not 5.8, and not 5.7, 5.4, ooh, we must have been right on the very low end of 5.4. And let me get some granules out there. How do we jump from 5.4 to... what happened to 5.5? It jumped off the scale. Where's 5.5? There's 5.5. And there's 5.5 again. All right, so that's what I'll be doing. I'll come back maybe on the last round just for completeness sake, but you're seeing both ends of the reloading spectrum. Lots of automation, or a mix of automation and old school with slower manual methods. So good stuff. Back in a bit. All right, so that's gone a lot smoother because I've been checking the pan shelf, pan shelf, whatever it's called, I'm on my last two of number 8s. So we'll load for 5.8 grains. And again, I'm a happy camper with this trickler simply because I get to watch it come out of the tube. And that's at high 5.7. And that's at 5.9. That came in at high 5.7. 5.8. High 5.7. Apparently, when 5.8 wants to be on camera, it's elusive. Mother fudger. 5.9, so that means high 5.8. So none of the others were this difficult. There's 5.8, one more time. 5.7, 5.7, 5.9, motherfucker. 5.8. Might help if it's on the plan. 5.8. Alright, good enough. Good enough. I swear the rest of them weren't like that. Murphy's Law. As soon as I go to film, stuff goes wrong. That's just the way it is. That's the rule. So again, a little old school. And then I've been writing as I go. So that's 8. And last one. Yay. Actually, you know what? I didn't even pay attention. I think that was zeroed. It was. And even with me being careful, I don't know if you can see it, there's still granules. Probably because of me moving the dipper around. Love the lead dipper. 5.7. 5.8. 5.8. 5.8. So it looks like it's low 5.8, high 5.7. Get a little in there to, and high 5.8, low 5.9. 5.8. 5.9. 5.8. So I'm going to say that's a high 5.8. 5.8. 5.8. 5.8. Winner, chicken dinner. All right, we are done. We are done. We are done with our hand loads. This doesn't even feel like reloading. This feels like hand loading. Alright, let me make sure. I think I like labeling them afterwards because then I'm handling them less as opposed to writing on them and then handling the brass and rubbing it off. So we have 5.4. Hopefully that's visible to you. 5.5. That's a terrible 5. I don't know what I was thinking of when I wrote that one. 5.6. 5.7. And 5.8. So that's the ladder run. Everything is golden. Now I will clean up this mess and report back on the success all the way down to the last one. Good stuff. Make sure I don't rub off the numbering. Good stuff. All right, let me do a random sampling in the middle. We are under our max cartridge overall length, so we are good to go. And this is why I like having a stool on the bench, because this was all done from a seated position Whereas if I'm reloading, say 45 ACP, that's all done from standing. So powder's all done. Coffee's warmer. Let me check the temperature outside. And it is 109 as projected. So hot as freaking freak. All right. Bye, guys.